Something big is brewing for the Toronto Raptors, as tonight we got to see the two players Masai Ujiri handed the reins to this Raptors team to in the offseason finally get to show out on the court together. We got to see the young guys, Ulrich Shamshay, go head-to-head with Joel Embiid, and most importantly, we really caught a glimpse of what this team is building, what this team is going to look like for years to come, and that's without even Brandon Ingram out there in the lineup, without RJ Barrett in the lineup, but there were some flashes of greatness that, frankly, has me extremely excited. Now, I know there's been a bunch of people that are split on Scotty Barnes. I've read our comment sections, and I get it, because some people are in the camps of Scotty Barnes is going to be the next LeBron James. Some people are saying he's a glorified role player. I get people all over the, place in regards to their evaluations of Scotty Barnes. But if you watch a game like you saw tonight, and sure, it wasn't perfect, but if you watch a game like this, and you don't see why a lot of Raptors fans are just excited about the future of this guy. Say he has that star, dare I say superstar potential across the NBA. You're a silly goose, because this man has me pumped. This man has me excited. Immanuel Quickley knocking down shots, finally looking healthy. This squad, the Toronto Raptors, again, this season, I've been more happy, a bit less lethargic in terms of, how I'm viewing these games. But right now, I am absolutely exhilarated with what's being built here. What's brewing for the Toronto Raptors. So we have a lot of stuff to discuss out here in this video. But first and foremost, I want to say this. I want to give a big thank you. I said this morning or this afternoon, whenever that Ingram video dropped, we were close to 37,000 subscribers, and you guys did it. We hit that 37,000 subscriber mark. So appreciate every single one of you again. These milestones, we haven't been hitting many milestones sub-wise out here on Raptors side just the past year or so, where the team has just been pretty bad. I get it. Not a lot of people are as interested in Raptors news. I'm not bagging on new viewers, not tuned in, but I don't know. There's been a renewed joy, a renewed excitement around this team, and I appreciate whether you were here through the thick or thin, you're joining back into the Raptors kind of following. Appreciate every single one of you that have been tuning into the videos. It means the world to me. And we're going to keep pushing forward. Raptors Digest never stops delivering you all the latest news, reports, rumors. For better or worse, we're going to be covering it out here on the Raptors Digest. But let's dive into this, because even with, a season where it's been openly admitted by everyone, we're trying to capture a flag. It's a rebuilding year, to use the quotes of Masai, to use the quotes of Bobby Webster. But frankly, it is always so sweet, so sweet to come out and beat the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll talk a little bit about the Sixers, of course, a rival for the Toronto Raptors, but I want to stick to the Raptors at first because, again, Scottie Barnes deserves all of the praise for his performance tonight. 10 of 16 shooting, 12 of 15 from the free throw line. He heard all the hate. He heard all the discussions about him taking too many threes, and tonight went 1 of 2 from the three-point line. He had his foot on the line for one of those long twos as well, so I'm counting it as 2 of 3 from the three-point line, but he had 33 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, only 3 turnovers, and frankly, I'm just so impressed with Scottie. Just when he's locked in, when he wants to attack the basket, when he's going at that rate, like Scottie Barnes is frankly, I don't want to say unstoppable, but he is a really tough man to stop around the basket because his touch is so great. His feel, around the basket is so good. And again, he had some tough defenders on him out there. I mean, Yabusele, who we saw absolutely torch Team Canada out there in the Olympics, was out there. I don't know, you have some vets. You had some guys, trying to match up with Scottie Barnes. They threw some bodies at him, and it just did not stop the Toronto Raptors. Numero uno. Well, we'll see if Brandon Ingram's that guy as he's coming in now. But Scottie Barnes proving why the Toronto Raptors ended up, adjusting the roster and building the team around him, because games like this, you see the vision. You see what Masai Ujiri sees in him, and frankly, why a lot of Raptors fans are absolutely pumped about Scottie Barnes. Just ready to be unlocked now with a bit more floor space, with a roster that makes sense around him, and it's really all coming together. So shout out to Scottie Barnes. Great performance from him tonight, but it wasn't just him, because in this game, we also had Immanuel Quickley really show out, and of course, he just had a tough year in regards to injuries, staying out there on the basketball court, and especially for a guard that relies on three-point shooting so much. It's tough to get a rhythm. If you're in, out of the lineup, it's really difficult. Anyone that's been, a three-point shooter and playing basketball, whatever level, that to be the case. But Immanuel Quickley tonight, really, had a little bit of a step up last game. People say, he wasn't efficient and stuff, but it was a game in the right direction. And tonight, continue that direction. 23 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. I thought, a lot of this the blame on Tyrese Maxey's game being bad tonight's going to be just an off night. He missed a few shots. He did miss a few shots he usually makes, but I thought Immanuel Quickley and Ujiri when they were matched up, and Jamal Shead when they were out there for that small stretch. All those guys put intense pressure, good defense out there on Tyrese Maxey. And looking back to Tyrese Maxey just getting absolutely whatever he wanted in that 22 series, whenever the Raptors last played the Sixers, whatever year that was, I think it was 22, in that series with Fred, the Scotty Barnes rookie year, all those types of things. We just saw Tyrese Maxey completely go to work, so it's nice to have a guard on the Raptors right now. And this is not shade at Fred. Fred was hurt that series, but that can really lock it and not have Maxey just absolutely kill the Toronto Raptors. So that's a huge positive there. But Immanuel Quickley, 23 points. It's a big positive. So 23 points and good defense, making some nice passes as well. He only had 5 assists, but a few of them really could have been a couple of missed bunnies out there around the basket. Him and Shead had a couple of missed assists that you don't catch on. I don't know. I was very happy with both the two guys that, of course, the Raptors invested a lot of money into in the offseason. Scotty Barnes and Immanuel Quickley. Both of those guys looked really, really good there tonight. But it wasn't just those two in tonight's game, because we had a few guys really show out for this Toronto Raptors group. We'll talk about this, and of course, we'll get to the Embiid stuff. But Gradey Dick also had a phenomenal game in this one. Had a lot of poise. He's been a guy that's had some ups and downs over the course of the season. Lots of positives. Ochai Agbaji, I mentioned his defense, but was finishing around the basket. A couple of nice lays over the top of Joel Embiid, which you love to see. Mobo. Getting tasked as a guy that was kind of brought in the NBA as as a small 4, as the starting center against Joel Embiid, had 4 points, but he continues to fill up the stat sheet: 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. You see why those Draymond Green comparisons are there for Jonathan Bobo, but he was solid. Battle was solid. Jamal Shead, Rajaković Poeltl, they did their things out there. Walter had a very, very nice shot at the end, which kind of redeemed the poor shooting night that he had in this one. But I want to talk about Shamshay a little bit. Got some run out there against Joel. Some fourth quarter minutes for Oler Shamshay. I thought his second stint was actually very, very solid. Again, he is very much a raw rookie. There's no debates about that. But every time he was out there on the court, it felt like he got a hand on. I don't think he actually ended up getting any offensive rebounds in the second sort of stretch. But every time a shot went up, he touched the basketball. Like, he was in the mix for those offensive rebounds, which is great to see. He's hustling. He's an energy guy. He's screen setting. And one thing I noticed about him right now that is different from especially the preseason action we saw from Oler Shamshay, it looks a lot less lost out there. It's there's the Bebe Nogueira effect where you look at a guy that has length, has size, could be a great shot blocker, and they just missed rotations. They're not in the right spots. I thought Shamshay was really locked in out there with Joel Embiid. He was moving out there on the basketball court, getting into the dunker, moving into different spaces, and even though he missed a couple shots, I thought Shamshay looked really, really solid out there against, one of the best players in NBA history, Joel Embiid, who wasn't that tonight, which I do want to get to, but it is a star. It's a big name for Oler Shamshay to go up against, and didn't back down. Wasn't afraid, wasn't horrified, didn't anything like that happen. But we do have to discuss the Philadelphia 76ers because, I salivate at the downfall of the Philadelphia 76ers. Yabusele, who's on my dislike list for now after what he did to Team Canada. I don't know. This Jared Butler guy impressed me, but other than that was a bad game. Maxey, bad shooting night. I actually like Maxey and stuff, but Joel Embiid. Again, as I said earlier, the box score might deceive you. 27-12. He was horrific in this game, especially down the stretch. He was just taking weird finger roll layups with smaller guys. I'm like, had Ochai Agbaji on him and decided to take the softest layup I've ever seen. Scotty was switching on. Like, Scotty's a small forward. You could argue maybe power forward, but he's a small forward. And Embiid settling for 35-foot three-point shots that hit the side of the backboard. He has an open three to essentially either tie or win this game at the end of this. And then I think it was to tie, and he decides to just, take the weirdest dribble step in to take a contested 2, but then, of course, fumbles the dribble, and then the Raptors go down a fast break and then ice the game. Like, that man is cooked. And we heard a bunch of injury reports. We heard a bunch of things really leak about the Sixers, and I've been hearing some things that the locker room's they're not that tight out there with the Philadelphia 76ers here right now, Embiid and the front office, but that is what it is. But I don't know, man. That's a disaster class what's going down there with Nick Nurse and Joel Embiid and former rival to the Toronto Raptors. It's great to see. great to see the downfall of the Philadelphia 76ers. Even though if their young guys are more likable, Tyrese Maxey, Jerry McCain, all those dudes. But I don't know. It's a pretty crazy one out there for the Sixers. But I don't know. I'm very, very happy with this Raptors win, even with it affecting the tank. I know some people are frustrated whenever we win, but the Raptors won one. We still have a bit of a cushion out there with the Brooklyn Nets. They won a couple games. As long as we're in the bottom 5, we're chilling. Get one of those top picks and then run forward with this Raptors squad. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. You guys are the best to make this far. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.